Bobby, you guys have had a couple of games like this season, like you had last night. Is there any difference the day after in practice? Do you notice any? I mean, is there more intensity, just anger, or what's the emotion like in practice after a performance like that?
It was. Are you guys able to take it in practice? Can you watch them?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess it might be hard to tell with where you're from. Today was probably arguably the hardest practice of the year. In a sense of what the drills reflect it, and that was battle and compete. And it's no secret we didn't have that last night. So wow, we put it into play today, and those are games that you need some kind of response from. I think that we had that today in practice, and now you hope it carries tomorrow because it's with this schedule, right? You're back to back again tomorrow and Saturday, so or Sunday, excuse me. So there's not a lot of time to be down. You just want to come in. You want to have a great day to flush it for one, but to really ramp up the intensity today and get ready to go.
Does it become a little bit less about strategy and X's and O's and just more about just effort and determination?
Yeah, there's a fine line there between that stuff, effort, and then execution, right? Because I think a lot of times, guys will get faulted for effort when it's simply execution. Or, we're trying our hardest but not making the play, and that sometimes that plays a 5-foot pass that is right in front of you that you just seem to miss on, and we seem to miss on everything last night, I would say. So yeah, effort for sure, but execution is another. I mean, you can't play. If you can't execute in this league, you're gonna lose games like that.
Thanks, Bobby.
My pleasure.
Next up, Ted Copeland, Detroit News.
Abby, what do you think's happened here in these last 3 or 4 games? I mean, it seemed like you guys were getting on quite a roll there and playing such pretty solid hockey all the way around, and then all of a sudden all this happened these last few games. I mean, what do you see as being the difference there?
Yeah, I think again, it's not a secret that we're a team that's going to struggle for offense, and sometimes when you are struggling for offense, I guess you cheat the work because you're trying so hard to create something from nothing that it compounds other issues, and I think that's a major part of the problem, right? I think it was 2.5 games, whatever it is, until we scored there. But you break the mold of what you're supposed to be doing to try to create, and that's almost never the recipe. So stress getting back to basics. I think when we do score, they're generally they're blue collar goals. They're you're going to have the odd ones where Larks does something, or whoever it might be, but they're going to be blue collar goals with guys driving the middle lane, guys pushing defensemen back, finding second and third layers of offense, and you get away from that when you're trying to create out of nothing.
How much of a hassle is all the trade speculation stuff? I mean, you guys are veterans. You've been through this. I mean, is it still out there though, and you can't really get away from it in a way?
It is, yeah. I think, and again, when things are going the way they are right now, it gets compounded and talked about a touch more. For me, not being a guy that's real involved in reading the articles and stuff, it's still making its way through, and my wife's asking me about it. So I hear and understand what's going on. This is the first time I've been through it where I think I'm probably more likely to be traded than not, right? I just never have been through that before. So it doesn't get wearing. I think I knew where I was at coming into the season. But you can have it's nice when you have older guys like Lenny, for instance, too, or guys can come to him and bounce things off of it and see how they're dealing with it and all that. But the other teams don't care about what's going on in your room tomorrow and Sunday. So you got to find a way to just continue to work.
I hate to say it, but it's kind of funny. So what does she ask you? Like, all right, is this for real, or this could happen, or what?
Yeah. She's trying to figure out where she might be moving to, and what she's going to do with the kids, and extracurricular activities and things. And I don't have any answers for them. I know about as much as you probably know more. Go on Twitter. I don't know. I know what my conversations have been like, and I'm sure I'll have some more of them going forward. But yeah. I think my wife's probably more anxious about it than I am.
All right, thanks for this, Bobby.
My pleasure.
Next up, Max Piltman with The Athletic.
Hey, Bobby, I'm just curious, do you guys feel like it's important to kind of right the ship here? I mean, obviously for many reasons, but before you go on some of these, longer road swings where it can maybe be a little alone, isolating, all that stuff?
Yeah, it's the road's a different animal this year with the way things are, right? You're just so much time to yourself, and really when you can't congregate and do things, it makes it tougher. So number one, I think you have to take care of home ice in this league, especially in shortened seasons and things like that. With all the other circumstances, you have to find a way. So we got a good team coming in that is a good physical test. They play the game hard, so it'll be a very, very good test for us on Saturday and Sunday if we can get back to the brand that we were putting out a week and a half ago, as opposed to the last 3 games. It'll be very telling, and then we can go and try and take care of the road.
And then I wanted to ask you about, you've gotten some time with Michael Rasmussen over the last little while here, and just wondering what you think of his game. And, he's maybe not a player who the things that he does well always pop a ton from up above. Like, what do you see that he does well?
I've enjoyed playing with Brass. I think he's 21, right? So he's still trying to find what he'll be in the league, right? And there's some things that young guys got to overcome. I know that was certainly a thing for me. I've really enjoyed how much he asks, how much he talks about things. But he's interesting. He can make very, very soft hands for a big guy. Can really grind with the puck down low, but then make that that short little support pass, 5 and 6 feet. And I think when he scores here, I know it's been a while, and when he does, I think he'll start to find some more go in, because I think there's just a tremendous monkey on the back right now for him. But he's a very fun to play with. I think he's going to be good. For a long time, I hope so, because he works really hard. He's fun to play with.
And then last thing from me, I could see on TV, Zadina looked pretty frustrated last night after the 7th goal. And I'm just curious, as a veteran guy who brings that element to the room, how is mentorship different this year? I mean, you probably can't put your arm around a guy. Maybe literally you can't this year. You could have.
I did anyway with him last night on the bench, and I just ultimately what I wanted him to know was, listen, that in a tight game, that's going to be a much different conversation that you're going to have, right? But it's 6-1. You're trying to make a play. I think he feels like he lets the guys down that are on the ice with him, and I don't see it that way. I see that, he's again, when you're pressing for offense and it's not coming, you're trying things, and he tried it, and he got bit. So he talked to him again about it this morning. I try to tell guys, listen, if it's going to happen. You're going to have not only nights like that, you're going to have games like that where you just, you're pressing and you're grabbing the stick too tight. I'd like to just see him relax and get back to smiling today and ready to play tomorrow.
And was he?
He was good today too. Yeah. So yeah, I was happy for him.
Thanks, Bobby.
My pleasure.
Last up, Art Regner, DetroitRedWings.com.
Hey, Bobby, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks. How are you?
I am doing well, thank you. Bobby, I want to switch this up a little bit. You strike me as a bit of a hockey historian, a student of the game, know the history of the sport. And I don't know, 24 odd years ago today was the big melee between the Avalanche and the Red Wings, the Claude Lemieux, Darren McCarty, world famous picture. You probably can't help but see it any place you go in Detroit. I'm kind of wondering, is that more of a Detroit phenomena? Were you aware of it? Do you remember where you were when all of that happened?
Yeah, I was young. I was in New Jersey. I was young, but I do remember it. And what year exactly was it?
97.
Yeah,
March 26, 1997.
Yeah, I remember I was in South Jersey still, getting ready to move west. But I remember the game. I remember thinking this is a gong show watching it. But it was it was awesome. I still haven't gotten to meet Darren McCarty. I can't wait to, because I'd like to tell him about the goal that he scored in Game 4 of the playoffs too, because I was at that game against the Flyers. So yeah, I'm certainly well versed on a lot of those stories.
Now that you've been here, can you explain what it's like to be a Red Wing a little bit? I mean, Detroit, the culture, even though I know with COVID, it's probably not quite as engaging as the fan base would like to be, but how has this experience been for you? Yeah,
I feel like I got robbed because I haven't gotten to play in front of them nearly enough, I think, in the grand scheme of things. But that being said, it's been it's not, I said it when I first started, it's not lost on me what the wing meals meant for the game of hockey over its franchise, and the history of it's just, sometimes it's overwhelming, right? You're in the room and you see the plaques with Gordy and Steve and all of them. The history that's happened, not in this building, but across the street, just incredible. So I feel very, very lucky that I got to wear it for as long as I have this year.
Thanks, Bobby. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone. Be back shortly with Coach.